31 of 33. Wow, that's garbage is on Ferrari nuts. He is just all over him. I have a feeling we're going to see a battle here for the lead once again as he makes a little bit of contact through that turn there. Garbage is not going to let him off the hook, and these guys, they have some tire wear going on here. So they are going to have to be careful with how they try to make these moves. Here they go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Let's bring it back. We're on board with Wow, That's Garbage, who is currently in second. And they are quickly approaching traffic, 49er.
Oh boy. Oh boy. As the leader, it's bad enough that you're in a battle with the car behind you, but now you've got to look, you've got to have a swivel head because now you got to watch out for the lap traffic.
Side by
and
side,
Wow is
49er.
taking advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Ferrari Nut has that tire wear going. Wow is trying to pull up on the outside of him, but since Ferrari Nut was in that preferred lane, he is managing to hold it out. Cosmic Storm almost losing it around that turn. Lets the leaders go by. Votech is the next one in line. Ferrari Nut and Wow have to be very nervous right now. Votech into the grass and lets these guys go on by. Good on them for letting this battle go, because I'll tell you what, this is the final lap, guys. This is it. And once they come around here, the final turn, we're gonna crown a winner as they go side by side. Can they hold it out? Absolutely incredible. I think we're gonna see a 2-wide finish here. No, Wow made a mistake. He's into the wall. Ferrari, that is your winner here at the Indianapolis Grand Prix.
Oh, wow.
What a heck of a race. Niner, this race is coming to a close at lap 31 of 33. Wow, That's Garbage is on Ferrari Nuts. He is just all over him. I have a feeling we're going to see a battle here for the lead once again as he makes a little bit of contact through that turn there. Garbage is not going to let him off the hook. All right, guys. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. We have a huge night. I'm excited for it. We have a throwback race, an oval, and a brand new 2019 cars. So it should be a ton of fun. I'm very excited. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SMB's IndyCar Series Round 7 here at the iconic Brickyard for the Indianapolis 200 Throwback race. Now, this race is extremely important in the fact that it will count for double the points. Those who struggle at road courses will have their moment to shine and pad their points and standings. But for those who are not great at oval racing, it could prove disastrous for their standings after tonight. But before we get to any of this, you guys know what happens next. We have to do the driver spotlight. And tonight we have veteran driver of the number 6 car, Wow, That's Garbage. This guy, he's no stranger to racing. He's up for a challenge in anything that has wheels. So I'm excited to bring him here in the booth. Welcome to the booth, Garbage. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing alright. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. How excited are you for tonight? The first oval race of the season, I believe.
Oh, I'm definitely excited. It's my home track.
That is true. You are from Indiana, so you are very, you know this track very well. So I'm excited to see what you can do out there. So let's get started on your questions. Question 1. What is your style of racing? Do you save tires? Do you push? What can we expect from you?
Well, I like to go fast, but I also like the cars to handle good, and I just kind of take it for what the moments give me. Sometimes you gotta save, sometimes you gotta push.
Yeah, it makes sense. It depends on each track and what is needed at that track. So that's a fair thing to say. I gotcha. All right, your next question. What is the most memorable race you participated in and why?
Oh, most memorable race. I have to say back in probably 2012, 2013 area. I did a 12-hour Nürburgring back on a tour of the Online Racing Association, and I remember it was in a Lexus, and nobody drove it because it was top-heavy for whatever reason, so me and my teammate picked it, and through that whole race, we were up on 2 tires and all kinds of crazy stuff, and we actually ended up going on to finished like third in that event, I believe. But the crazy part about it was the kid that they had teamed me up with was pretty much completely new to it all. So I had to pretty much take him under my wing and train him, and he was out there running with some of the best of them in a matter of like 2 weeks.
That's crazy. That's
So
actually
it was
really
awesome.
cool.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Do you
Still
have
got
any
him on my
video
list.
from it?
Miggy Moo. Yeah, it's actually up on YouTube somewhere. There's still
nice.
clips floating around.
Yeah, that's very cool, I gotta say. All right, your next question. As a NASCAR Heat 3 Pro League esports driver, has anything carried over from there to Forza, or is it too much of a switch and, what you're doing and driving?
No, not really, because I started in Forza, so, well, I guess I can't really say that I started in it. I suppose the first competitive series that I ran was in Forza, so I just kind of go with what I know from these games.
I hear that, yeah. All right, I gotta ask, how do you feel before entering tonight's race at the Brickyard? You think you're gonna do pretty good? Well, what do you think?
Home field advantage. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and knowing you at ovals, you know what? You can race pretty much anything. Road courses, ovals. We've seen you up there every single race, so I guarantee tonight will be no different on that. All right, and your last question, Garbage. What is your favorite type of racing?
Probably have to say a mix between rally and uphill climb. Uphill climb because of the creativity and the customization of a lot of the cars that they use, and rally because, I mean, just watch clips, you know?
I've seen you out there, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is
I love
very
it.
challenging out there, but you do a heck of a job. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to see what you do out here tonight. A lot of luck to you. And man, after last week's finish, I know tonight is going to be insane on this oval here. So good luck to you, and thank you for joining us in the booth.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Of course. 49er, how you doing tonight?
Hello.
Oh.
So, I'm listening to the whole interview,
Yes.
and when you asked him, where it all started or everything, and he went, "Wow, are you still there?"
Yeah, buddy.
So this was
Hanging out by the
classic,
car.
and he's like, "Yeah, I remember back in 2012," and I was waiting to hear when I was just a little wow. I was waiting for it. Like, come on, man, don't let me down.
And it never happened. He's
It wasn't
young
really
too,
a wow.
so
It was like a hey.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, time flies, man.
Back in
But-
just a little while. Back in my day.
Oh my God, way too
just
funny.
the way you led into it, like, yeah, I remember in 2012 when I was just a little wow.
All right, guys. Well,
Oh.
I want to bring this up today. We're doing the throwbacks, and so you're going to have a real treat to see what these guys did for their liveries. Some of them did not choose to participate, which is perfectly fine. They have a lot going on. But we have 10 guys out there that have made up their paint schemes, and we're excited to bring them out tonight. Once we get going to green after qualifying, we'll show them off a little bit. They are going to do 2 pace laps tonight. What I think is going to happen is that these guys are going to go through, take out all the cones that they can so they're not in the way. I guarantee some cones are going to find their way up on the track. That's just how it goes. But the plan is, let's try to clear out the cones so it doesn't interfere with the racing, because open wheel cars, once they hit those cones, it can slow your car down. It can kind of, throw you off just a little bit. So we're trying to avoid that if at all possible. 49er, let's talk about last week. The Indy GP was incredible. How about that finish, 49er, between WoW and Ferrari Nut?
No disrespect to you and your stream and everything, because I know you posted it again, so the viewers and people that missed it could watch it. But I went straight to the end because that ending was just unbelievable. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better way to end a race. Just flat out, pedal to the metal, going for it all, risking everything. Just it was amazing. And I watched it, then I'd move the cursor back. Then I watched it, then I moved the cursor back, and it was just, I'm looking for the same thing tonight. That same intensity, that same closeness.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they put on a show last week.
They sure did, and no cautions. They had absolutely zero
No
cautions
cautions.
for the last couple of races. I don't think that we're going to see that tonight. I mean, we put a tune on. This is the one and only week
Ye of little faith.
you are going to see a tune in, and that is to stabilize these cars. So there's going to be a little bit more bumping and banging that can go on without these guys getting wrecked. That's the good part. But when you have guys going 2 and 3 wide and, huge packs going on here, accidents can happen. Cautions happen. Bumping is racing. And we already have some drivers claiming that they're gonna see some aggressiveness out there. So we're gonna have to look out for that. But I want to thank everyone for joining here tonight so far. Hopefully more people pile in. But man, you guys are in for a treat tonight, and I'm excited. These guys are gonna get ready to go to qualifying, and I think, for a pole lap, we're gonna see around a 38.9. Times are obviously gonna be very close together. I'm seeing a lot of guys in the 39.0, so look out for that. But pole is gonna be really important here. You wanna stay out of the mess midfield and in the back. That's where everyone gets stacked up, and that's where all the crazy stuff happens. So being on pole is a very, very good thing, or even on the front row, 49er.
Absolutely. First off, I want to say to Wow, great interview, and I expect nothing less than a great race from him and his teammate. This race, it's an oval, so you kind of expect more accidents, people not giving in. The preferred line, everybody's battling for position, trying to get the move either before the turn or after the turn, or sometimes like last week during the turn. But this is an oval, so there's got to be some more latitude and forgiveness allowed. But people are jockeying for position. Points are important now. I hope we don't have any cautions. I'm going to be more optimistic than you are, Frozen. I'm going to keep the number down low, but this is going to be a great race. We're at the Brickyard.
We are at the Brickyard for 80 laps tonight. It's going to be an intense 80 laps. These guys have been doing a lot of practicing, more than usual. This is the second race in the 2019 cars. Last week at the NDGP, that was the first race, and these guys so far, most of them are loving these cars, especially with the tunes on them tonight. You're just able to do so much more close racing and tight quarters, so I think it's going to be a great one. And again, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to go ahead and open up betting. So if you have your favorite driver that you want to put a bet on, go ahead. You can do it now. Or you can wait till after qualifying and see who might interest you to bet on after that. But it's just for fun. It's not real money or anything like that. But these guys are getting ready to go to qualifying. We'll see who gets that fastest lap out there.
They could always do like I do and just wait till the end of the race and then pick the winner.
Listen to you. That's true. They could. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, this is one of those races where there's going to be a lot of drafting involved. People are going to have to pair up and team up to try to, keep in single file. I don't expect to see a lot of jockeying so much so once the crowd, once it gets thinned out and everything. But right now, this is the most important part right here, because like you said, you want to be up front. You don't want to get caught in all that mess. So that's where these qualifying times are most important, Frozen.
Absolutely. We have our first bet out there, 49er. We have BDF, who's putting a bet on his good friend Hayden Salmons for one point there. BDF, you're cracking me up. All right, we have Call Me Recon, who is out there voting for Duke the Rebel, putting up a 10 on him. Call me Recon, do that again without any parentheses. I want to make sure it goes through because we have a Hayden Salmons, but we do not have the Duke the Rebel. Just do it like BDF did. But these guys, like I said, the times are going to be super close here. We're not going to see any good times until after lap 2. They have until lap 4 to make sure they put down the times that they need. A lot of these guys are running it low. That is going to be the fastest way around the track, trying to get down on that apex, ride that around, make sure they don't hit any of those cones because that will slow your time up. Make sure you don't get a dirty lap because if you do, you will be starting in the back whether you are the fastest or not.
Dirty lap.
That is something you don't want to see. And already we're seeing a couple of 39.0s. I think that is going to be most of the guys out here. We already have Ferrari Nut on the board with the 38.999, which I was expecting that would be a pole lap time. So these guys are going right after that. That is right on the edge, though, of 38.999. You can't get any closer than that.
That's moving.
It is moving. I'm going to put my bet out here, and, oh, man. All right. I'm going for scissors today. We're doing scissors.
Look at you.
I know. We brought out the big bucks right here. Don't let me down, scissors. No pressure. Look at how close
Call
these
me
guys
Recon,
are,
BDF.
though.
She laid down the gauntlet, man. You guys got to come out with more than 10.
We've already increased those times, guys. We have Ferrari Nut with a 38.978. Justin, well, it's not going to show me anymore, but let's see if we can get that. It's over now, but we'll get it back to the lobby. I do believe Wow That's Garbage had the fastest time. We'll make sure everyone is clean and what order they will go in. BDF says bold on my bet strategy here. You know, I got faith.
No guts, no glory. Go big or go home.
All right, let's take a look at that previous race here. See what we got. We have Sky with a 39.0. Pirate Monkey with a 39.1. We have Leaf Justin with a 38.982. Well, let's go down and try to find all those 38s. We have a 38.955, 38.964. It looks like Garbage will be on the pole tonight. Ferrari possibly on the side of him, unless Justin is. Let me take a look here. 982 and a 964. So yeah, I do believe teammates once again, Wow That's Garbage, and Ferrari Nut 94 will be on the front row tonight.
Just laying it down already. Just like, okay, we're picking up where we left off last week. Let's start this is a same track, new day, no corners. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're at our first oval. I don't even know, can you count Indy as an oval? I mean, it's an oval, but a lot of people say, how can you count that as an oval when it's got 4 sides to it? It's more of a rectangle, but let's just go with it. Tezaurus, thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you enjoy the race. AJ, we have to change your bet just a little bit. You have, exclamation point bet space 20. You want to put in between the 20 and the bet. Make sure you put in the driver you want to go for. Let me do a copy and paste that, see if I can do that. Nope. We'll bring it out here one last time for people to be able to bet. I will remind you, we will do 2 pace laps at the beginning. Make sure those cones are cleared. I'm thinking that's what they're going to be doing, clearing those cones to make sure they're not interfering. I guarantee there's going to be a couple of cones landing on that road. But, we'll see. It's inevitable. You go to Road America 49er, yes, and the signs were out there like crazy, and I know it affected Ferrari Nut as he was filling in for Scissor Blades, but hopefully that won't happen tonight.
Yes, and I'd like to say just before the beginning of the race, for any viewer that may be concerned, There were no cones that were injured in the running of this race. They felt nothing when they got hit.
Oh my gosh. That's a good thing, huh? That is a good thing.
That's cone love, you know. You got to show the cone some love. They're out there on the track.
All right, these guys are getting ready. Settings are adjusting for the race at the Indianapolis 200, a throwback race. I'm excited to show you their liveries. Let's go ahead and get everyone readied up. We have Pirate Monkey out there rooting himself on. That's the spirit, and he's got a lot of faith in himself, and I love it. Hopefully he gets that position. He's rooting on himself for 100 points out there. But man, it's gonna be close. I think they're gonna get spread out after several laps, but there is gonna be some tight racing. And while I think there's gonna be cautions, a few cautions out there, 49er believes that we might possibly go caution-free once again. Is that right?
I would never go out on a limb on this track. Are you kidding? That's like saying no cautions at Homestead. No, I said we should have minimal.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm in agreement with that. I think we're gonna have 2 or 3, which is not bad. We've seen 2 of the past races as caution-free, so we're headed to an oval. We're bound to see a couple of cautions. It's open wheel racing. It's gonna be extremely tight. It's just inevitable. You know, these cars are going at incredible speeds, and we're gonna have a lot of aggressive drivers. I'm gonna call them out. We have J-Mac, who says he's bringing on the aggressiveness. He's not going to shy away from making the moves he needs to make. So he is one guy we're going to have to look out for. I believe Dion, he is one that has really found his speed in these cars. So I think we're going to see him up there also. We're going to keep our eye on him. Duke the Rebel. We have Scissor Blades. Sky, I'm excited to see Votech out there, 49er. It should be pretty good.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. You know, this is one of those tracks. As long as things go right and everybody respects each other's positions on the track, and there's no crazy shenanigans going on. Depending on how you plan your race, we could see. I mean, this is open for anybody. I mean. Dion could be up front. You know, we've seen a lot of Larry B the G up front in the last couple of races, so he could be up there. Duke the Rebel could be up there. I mean, this is one of those races where, as long as the cautions are minimal, it could be anybody's race. It's open. It's an open invitation to win.
Absolutely, I agree with that, and it really is anyone's race. Like I said earlier, this is one of those tracks where those guys who are not fantastic at the road courses, they're going to really shine here. And the opposite is going to be true. If you're not like in the ovals, this could be disastrous because it is double the points. I can't stress that enough. So every position matters. So we're really going to have to watch that. We're getting Hayden Salmons back in here. This poor guy lags out so much, so hopefully we can get him to stay for the entire race, and then we just need Larry to get ready, and we'll be good to go, guys. I'm going to shut down the betting, so if you want to do it in the next 5 seconds, because she is getting shut down.
5 seconds? Who can type that fast?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. If you really want it,
Not
you
if
can
you're a
do
one-finger
it.
typer.
Are you, well, excuse my language, but are you like a pecker when you type?
Yeah. Oh boy, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Frozen, you're all mild mannered, and then all of a sudden, kapow! Just like from out of nowhere, like a haymaker.
I mean, I'm just saying.
God.
You guys didn't
I
hear
will
that.
never type on a keyboard. When I go to work tomorrow and I have to type on my keyboard on the computer, I am gonna.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
They're not
here
gonna be
we
able to read
go.
it.
The Indianapolis 200. Let's get these liveries shown and these drivers, all the work they've put in, the paint schemes that they have done, and the throwbacks. Hopefully we can get these guys to stop for a second as we get the cameras set. On pole, we have Wow That's Garbage in that number 6. He is for Nighthawk Williams Racing. No throwback for this guy. In second, we have his teammate Ferrari Nut 94. He's in that number 62. His throwback is the Niki Lauda 1976 Ferrari 312 T2. He's racing for Nighthawk Williams Racing. In third, we have Leaf Justin. He is out there in the number 24. His throwback is Paul Tracy 711 2002 Indy 500. He is racing for Racing A Racing. In fourth, we have Flow Dog, and he is in that number 81 car. His throwback, I absolutely love this. It is from season 2. He was the Indy 200 winner, so that is a throwback to when he won. In fifth, we have Skylin. He's in that number 04. He is racing for Fluffball Motorsports. In sixth, we have Duke the Rebel. He is out there in that number 86. His throwback is the Davey Allison 1992 NASCAR All-Star Race. He's on team Raging Redneck Racing. All right, and in seventh, we have Scissor Blades. He's in that number 5 for Slice and Dice Motorsports. 49er, go ahead and take it away.
All right, starting in eighth, we have Votech, who is representing, I can't even read this. Your writing is so small.
Senses Fail album 2006.
Senses Fail album 2006. He is part of that A-Tech Racing. In ninth, we have J-Mac, who is another part of that Racing A Racing, representing the Bobby Allison number 1969 Coca-Cola Mercury. Whew, goodness gracious. In 10th, we have Pirate Monkey. He is representing number 16 AJ Foyt 1981 Indy 500. He is part of Harley Davidson Racing. In 11th, we have Dion for Dub, number 42, part of that Emerson. He's representing Emerson Fittipaldi 1993 Indy 500, and he is part of that Underdog. You know, I couldn't let that go.
Never.
12th, we have David, number 89. He's another part of the Underdog Racing, and he's just repping himself. He's repping his hood. In 13th, we have Larry, representing the 1992 Michael Schumacher, Benetton? Big Benetton, yeah. Part of Redemption Racing. I can read. I am a high school gadget. And Larry is last but not least.
Larry is last but not least. But you know what? We're missing a Hayden Salmon, so I think that these guys might be planning on backing out to pick this guy up. We're gonna see what they do. If I can get yeah. Everyone is backing out, so he did. I can't even get the screen to. Okay, so yes, we're gonna back out. And David, you don't have to feel bad for not having a throwback. There was 4 that did not. Is not expected or required, but it's just for fun, so no worries.
You are not alone. Didn't paint your
You
car.
are not quitting, sir. Absolutely not.
You better not. Don't make me come over there.
We've already had Hayden lose connection twice from the lobby, and then the race itself. So we're going to do a retake on that. We're not going to redo the starting grid here. However, we will be going to the race once these guys ready up, and hopefully Hayden Salmons can hang on in there. I know he's had some connection issues. Forza is very well known for that, but we'll get him out here, and hopefully he'll be able to stay.
Hayden, it's not you, it's the game, man. It's not you.
I don't even see him in here, so he's probably trying to make his way back in. Yeah. All right, guys, so we have a couple of bets going here. We have one for Duke the Rebel, Hayden Salmons, Pirate Monkey, and I know I did one for
BDF,
Scissors.
you're not
Did I
right.
not do it right? Nope, there we go, Scissor Blades. Yeah, Mike says, been there before, having connection problems. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. BDF says, this is why I only bet 10 points on him. As he has Hayden Salmons. Yeah.
BDF's not right.
You
Where's
know,
your loyalty, man?
Let's see if we can even get him back in here. Come on, Hayden. We got you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm hearing from him, 49er, that he has hard reset 4 times. And he can't get it to go. So, BDF, do you want me to take that bet away? I can give you your points back on that. And you can get your bet on somebody else. I know. They may still try to get him in. I know they're trying, but apparently he's tried 4 times, so little technical difficulty. Sorry, guys. Just building that anticipation and, you know, the excitement for this race.
Hayden, your neighbor's password for their Wi-Fi is "you don't see me." Type it in. Get in here.
All right, here we go for the Indianapolis 200 throwback race. We are going green this time, guys. 2 laps for the pace. Trying to knock out those cones. I do believe they will be doing. So, we have a car not leaving the garage. That can't be good. All right, these guys will have to get in order because we have, wow, that's Garbage and Ferrari Nut that is supposed to be in the front. So we'll get them moving out there. Let's get with Wow, as we know he is the leader. Once we get those 2 pace laps going, we have 80 laps, guys. It's going to be a crazy 80 laps. It's going to go fast. But yeah, these guys are going to go 80 mile per hour to get started. Wow will get them on a countdown after going, you know, after lap 2, going into 3. Once he exits turn 4, he will count them down and we will start to go green. BDF says, I'll keep my points.
Yes. No guts, no glory. Come on. Well, it's too late now, BDF, but still. You could have, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you know. All right, let's change that view.
You've got, you know, you don't want to say the obvious favorites, but, you know, you've got some of the seasoned veterans, you know, Wow, Ferrari, Justin, J-Mac. You know, Duke is no slouch on any track. And then I still think that we're going to see somebody totally different up front, you know, for a little while. Are they really running over the cones?
Well, I mean, that was the plan, is to remove them off the track. Unfortunately.
I thought you were kidding.
No. Unfortunately, as you can see, they are just all over the track.
Yes. Yes.
So their plan completely backfired on that.
Right. You just like launched it right into the middle of the track.
Yeah.
Get that one, David. There you go.
It is definitely going to be an obstacle course. Next time by, these guys will go green. We will still go 80 mile per hour. Wow will count them down coming off of turn 4. And we'll get going for the Indianapolis 200. Double the points, guys. So every point matters. You can either make or break it tonight. I think we're going to see, as 49er says, a couple of new leaders that we have not seen yet this season. This is anybody's race. You got to be a little aggressive. You got to be able to hold your line, and you have to be able to race around a lot of guys. And, you know, keep your confidence out there. And for some of these guys, it might be a challenge, but others thrive in this type of situation. So I'm excited to see who is going to thrive out here tonight and who may not.
Sometimes, races like this bring out hidden abilities and things like that. Um, and it's interesting that you said you gotta be aggressive but hold your line, because sometimes those two things at the same time are hard enough. They're hard enough on their own. Trying to do them at the same time, if you're in a pack or if you're side by side with someone, but I mean, it's going to be difficult enough. But the
Yeah.
confidence is the thing. They've been practicing. They just got to keep doing what they were doing and stop hitting these cones.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Green at the Indianapolis 200. We are underway. We have Wow and Ferrari Nut. Ferrari Nut was really on it with that restart as they head into turn 1, lap 1, completely side by side, several deep. This is going to be a heck of a battle tonight. I'm excited to see it. We have Flow Dog in third, rounding out underneath Ferrari Nut 94, going too wide. A lot of guys starting to go single file, but man, oh man, this low line is just booking. I'm here and we have a little bit of a lag out there. We'll see if that corrects itself, but already we have hit the first lap and these guys are well on their way. 49er, we have a lot of guys in this first pack.
Yeah, I'm watching J-Mac right now, and he is on the move. He just went from 7th to 5th in the blink of an eye, passing Votech and I believe it was Ferrari Nut.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ferrari Nut has dropped drastically. This guy was on the outside line, and if you get out there and you are by yourself, you get completely freight trained, and that's exactly what happened. He started off side by side with Garbage, and there's just nowhere to go. It is the same way on a couple of different series here, but for him, he fell back, and I know that he struggles with oval racing, so he's gonna have to fight his way back up there. However, on the other hand, we have J-Mac, who is an oval racer. He loves the road courses, but he's very familiar with this track and with oval racing in general, so expect to see him up there. He is already gaining positions along with Justin. These guys are on the move.
Yes, he is, and no sooner than you were talking about him and he's moving, he passed Skyland. He's on the inside of Justin. He's on the inside of Flow Dog. Wow, that man is on the move.
And I warned you guys before. Absolutely, he goes to second place. This guy is just on it tonight. And he already warned people, I'm going to be aggressive. We already have someone in the grass. I don't know who that was, but man, oh man, it is getting crazy out here. J-Mac in third, we have Sky in second, Garbage in first, leading the pack. And Garbage, I mean, he can race them all. Oval racing, road courses, it doesn't matter. We have J-Mac and Justin side by side. These guys are teammates.
Uh-oh.
Justin, their wheels collided together. A fantastic save on his part, though. He falls back several positions. Seems like these guys are starting to settle. 49er, a single file line, pretty far back.
Yeah, and we knew it was going to happen. The first couple of laps, they're jockeying for position. They're trying to, like J-Mac, he's like, he had, even though he was making aggressive moves, they were aggressive, but he had the line. I mean, he had the inside line. There was no one in his way, and it was just free and clear, so he took it. But, we knew it was going to thin out, and, now this is where pairing up and, woo! As I'm watching J-Mac 3 wide with Skyland, and wow, that's Garbage.
Absolutely incredible. I can hear them over the radio. J-Mac is just going, woo! We are 3 wide, and they held it. I mean, it's such incredible racing out here. Kudos to these guys. He's going 2 wide with Sky at the moment. Huge momentum as he is heading into this first turn here. Incredible job on his part. These guys are just not shy at all. Everyone is very aggressive, but pretty clean. Duke the Rebel making some power moves. You can see he's trying to dive it underneath. J-Mac, he's got a strong line with a lot of speed going by him. Duke the Rebel is going to take over the lead. So many lead position changes here right now. Flow Dog in second, Justin in third, Garbage in fourth, and J-Mac scrambles into the wall. He is falling back. Contact with Garbage him right there sent him to the wall coming out. Flow Dog taking over the lead, you guys. Absolutely incredible the amount of lead changes here. That is oval racing for you, 49er.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because, you know, J-Mac was racing just an incredible race to make the amount of moves as that he was doing as fast as he did. Unfortunately, you know, just like with any other racing, you know, when you're on the outside and the preferred line is on the inside, I'm stealing your phrase, Frozen, I'm sorry. The preferred line is on the inside. You said it earlier, you know, in the blink of an eye, you could get freight trained, and that's exactly what happened to him. And then coming out of turn 4, he just hit the wall.
Yeah.
And he is headed to the pits.
He is headed to the pits. That is definitely going to hurt his race. Sky and J-Mac are going to need a caution to get caught back up with everybody. Flow Dog, though, he is on a mission. And he is in that throwback back to when he won season 2 of the Indy. It was the Indy 200. He was the winner there. He is thrown back to that paint scheme. And as you can see, he's on a roll as these guys are going almost 3 wide once again.
3 wide.
Absolutely incredible. I mean,
wow. Oh
man,
my goodness.
Just when you think these cars can't do it, they can. We have Ferrari Nut, Justin, Votex, Scissorblades, Duke the Rebels in such a short span. 49er, I'm going to bring back an oldie but a goodie. You cover them with a blanket. This is absolutely incredible.
I feel like a trumpet should be playing now because you just dusted off an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, let's see what happened to the rest of this pack here.
While you're doing that, I'm still riding with Scissors, and he has, wow, that's Garbage to deal with now. Just passed him on the inside going into turn 1.
Yeah, Scissorblades is back
awesome
there with Garbage. They can definitely work together. You can see Scissorblades, who is no stranger. He has raced in this league, I think, every single season. So he knows what goes on with the ovals. He's very experienced here. He can really get in that car and just push the heck out of you. They'll get up there, and Garbage, of course, he knows exactly what he's doing. So these two, if they can hang on to it and really get into that corner and stay really tight, they could probably catch up to these guys pretty close. If they start, you know, making mistakes and getting out of line, they'll catch up to them in no time.
Speaking of making mistakes, I'm not sure what happened, but Justin misread or did something wrong coming out of turn 2, and Flow Dog drove by him, Votec drove by him, and so did Ferrari. Looks like Duke the Rebel got by him too.
I am hearing that we're having a little bit of issue with lag in the lobby. It's going to be an issue, especially with this tight of quarters. Man, it's a shame to see that because on our end, it shows really, really well. But apparently that's not what these drivers are seeing. So they're going to have to be super cautious when maneuvering around each other. But Flow Dog has led the most laps out here tonight, just looking incredibly strong. We are on lap 15, heading into 16, and these guys are going to start to have to go in soon for the pit cycles here. We have about 31% fuel, so I would say they could probably go another 3 to 4 laps, and they're going to have to start going in.
Just tight racing. We say it time and time again. Tight racing. Everybody's making aggressive moves, but like you alluded to earlier, they're being aggressive, but they're minding and respecting each other's positions on the track. Ferrari has moved up to 3rd now.
Ferrari,
they come out of turn 4.
He is back
Goodness
to
gracious.
third, and I'm hearing a lot of commotion going on over the radio. Let's see if we can find that here. We're going to take a look at David as we had a lot of commotion going on. J-Mac in 13th, Larry B the G in 9th. We're currently sitting with David, who is in 10th. And LDSG Ren, he says that he about destroyed that wall from earlier, but Tazara says, I'll go for J-Mac and David since I've raced against them, so I know their names. Here you go. We got David on board. J-Mac not having a great race so far, though. 49er, as soon as I'm going back there, I see we have a new leader. We have Votek, who...
Votek.
Yeah, this guy is another one who could very well benefit from this race. Double the points, that would really help him out in the standings. If he can stay out there and hold that lead, it is really going to be incredible for him, especially if he gets that win tonight. But man, it is so early in the race. There's going to be so many more lead changes. He just has to stay consistent out there.
Absolutely. Consistency is the word. And, you know, it's funny you talk about one driver and like we could be talking about Votek. Hey, he's leading the race and made a great pass. And then, you know, in the middle of the sentence, it hasn't happened yet, but it's that type of race where you could be talking about a leader and then all of a sudden that leader isn't leading anymore because Duke is coming and Flo's right behind him.
Absolutely. There's just so many drivers in this pack up here. Looks like we have 2 packs and then a couple of guys that are just running solo out there, but this front pack is just moving. We have Flow Dog in third. We have Duke the Rebel in second with Votek leading the pack. Garbage has found his way up to 5th. After we saw him on pole earlier and falling back, it's so easy. If you get moved out when you are going in these turns, you are going to lose so many positions. We saw it with Ferrari Nut and Garbage, and both of them have found their way back. But I'm impressed with how tight the racing is here. It shows with how
Speaking
great the
of
tune
Ferrari
is.
Nut,
He
no
is
sooner than you
moving
say
up.
that, then he was working. Yeah, now he's left hanging on the outside. Ooh, there's that lag.
Yeah, that's something that they're going to have to watch out for. But they have 2 strong lines right now. I think Garbage is one that has an issue with connection. I'm hoping we're going to see him hang in there the whole time. But you're looking at 2 teammates side by side, Garbage and Ferrari Nut. Another thing you have to watch out for, guys. Look at this, how close he is on that back bumper. I can assure you that if you did not have this tune in and you were on the back bumper of them on those wheels, you connect those wheels, you are both done. Man, these guys are usually quiet over the radio,
And
but
they're all going
look
in.
at them
And
piling
it's a
in.
free-for-all. Wow.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's see if we have any takers that are staying out. But, you know, as far as the fuel goes, yeah, all these guys
Goodness
are going
to... Like they're trying to get into the drive-thru at McDonald's after the bars closed.
I mean, these guys were hungry for some fuel, you know?
Hell yeah.
All right, let's take a look. Who is going to come out first? We have Ferrari Nut. Scissor Blades gets off of pit road first. He will be your new leader. His team was on it there. Ferrari loses another spot. Flow Dog will take over second. Ferrari third as they're coming out of pit road. Wow, that's Garbage will come out in 4th. Duke the Rebel in 5th. Justin in 6th. Votek in 7th. Pirate Monkey in 8th. Skylin in 9th. David in 10th. Scissor Blades, you know, I got my bets on this guy. He's already getting moved to the outside. Flow Dog scoops up underneath him with Ferrari Nut pushing him along with Garbage. So Scissor Blades is quickly falling back to 4th. Ferrari Nut making that move to take over first. Let's see him do it on the outside, carrying that momentum. 49er, incredible.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's still early in the race. Momentum is good. It's only going to carry you so far. I'm showing some love back here in 13th with Dion. Not sure if there was something that happened to cause him to be this far back. Again, it's lap 23 of 83, so anything can happen. But I'm just coming back here. I'm going to start working my way from him forward and see what's going on, see how these folks are doing back here in the back.
Yeah, amazingly enough, we're on lap 24 of 83, and we have not had a caution yet. We've had a couple of incidents where it was a one-car incident, so no caution. You see J-Mac making his way past David there, but he is in 11th, and it is not the race he wants to see. He is now quiet over the radio. Before he was much more outspoken, but this guy is on a mission. He needs a caution to come out.
Yeah, I think the quietness is just focus.
We see, we hear.
Let's go see how Larry's doing.
Yeah, speaking of Larry, I hear him over the radio saying, "I do not like what I'm seeing." These guys, some of them had pit strategies. This is a place where I'm not sure pit strategy is going to work very well. It's just straight up, there's not much wiggle room you can do with it, especially with all the cautions that can come out, but surprisingly have not. These guys have a solid two lanes moving here right now, but that high line seems to be moving a little better than that low line. They're keeping that outside moving pretty well. Look at that beautiful line these guys are running. Incredible. It just shows you the practice and the determination that these drivers have. Wow, that's Garbage and Flo. I think they had a little bit of contact there. Garbage got on the outside, falling back a couple of positions. Justin making his way to second. Looks like he's flirting a little bit, trying to see if he can make any moves, but he's going to hang back behind Flo Dog, who was your Season 2 Indy winner. Doing a throwback to that race, but man, he is looking strong out here tonight. He is a driver who is newer to a wheel, and I'll tell you what, if there is any track that is good for using a wheel, this would be the one, and he is obviously showing that that's the case.
I'm back here in 8th with Pirate Monkey. In 8th, Votech in 7th. They seem to be maybe in agreement that they need to work together to get back up front. So they are in pretty good shape right now, just following each other, making the turns where they need to be, hitting their marks and everything. I don't know if they're making any ground, but at least they're working together to try to make some of the ground up.
Yeah. They definitely have to work together. I'm hearing some commotion going on. We have Duke the Rebel and Ferrari Nut saying these guys are trying to hook up and they're trying to check out. That is one thing you cannot let happen. It is very possible for two drivers to get such a great draft going together, and Justin, I'll tell you what, he has figured it out. He can get right behind that IndyCar and just push you away from everyone else. And that's exactly what he is trying to do. I want to bring you up here to Justin. Let's take a look. Go in car with him and see what he's doing. I mean, he will rarely get off a Flo Dog. The problem is here, 49er, you really have to watch. You can get him loose. If you are, going back and forth on his back bumper, it can be disastrous. It can wreck not only you out, but the guy in front of you. And as you can see, Ferrari Nut is hanging on, but Duke the Rebel and Scissor Blades kind of falling back just a little bit, so they're going to have to work together to make sure they do not lose the draft. But Ferrari, Justin, and Flo Dog completely connected and hooked up.
Yeah, and
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's getting close, 49er. We see Justin got underneath Flo Dog. Kind of switched the lane up there a little bit, so Duke the Rebel and Scissors are going to be able to catch back up as they have gotten disconnected here from each other. Ferrari trying to settle back in, and these guys are trying to get connected again, but man, that was scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things where we've seen through the race that, if you're on the inside and you're working with the pack, then you're golden. But if you get hung outside and you're trying to not only give yourself some room from the car on the inside of you, but also respect the wall that's on the outside of you, which can do probably more damage to you if you hit it. It just makes for, another obstacle or another thing you have to look out for. So you got to be careful. And it looks like first, second, and third are pulling away from Duke and Scissors once again.
Yeah, they are just checking out. Ferrari says, you know what? Flow Dog, I am good back here. Let's just go. Let's check out. All I ask is don't leave me out. If you have a plan, let me know what it is. So if they're going to go into pit road, they need to go in together to make sure that they can hang out together and continue moving on. But man, you can see Duke the Rebel and Scissor Blades falling back, losing that draft. And that is something that these guys have practiced. And Justin has absolutely mastered it.
Yeah, like a kung fu master. Like I've said it before in other races. If he was any closer, he would be in Flow Dog's exhaust pipe.
Yeah. Let's see where our previous leader, Votek, where is he running? It looks like he's currently in 7th. He is the leader of, it looks like, about 3 groups back from this lead pack, and he is with a couple of drivers. Let's see who they are. We have Pirate Monkey. We have Sky in 12th, so he is a lap down. Pirate Monkey in 8th, Votek in 7th. Sky not having a great race. He is another driver that is hoping for another, I can't even say another caution. He's hoping for a caution. These guys are just proving that they really want to take this race caution-free yet again. This will be the 3rd race in a row if they can do it caution-free. But fabulous racing out here.
We have a new leader. Justin is in 1st. Flow Dog is in 2nd. And Ferrari Nut is closing the gap.
That's new news for them, but look how much of a gap they have between Ferrari Nut and Duke the Rebel. They gained so much time on that second pack. Man, just the momentum that they have with these 3. And Justin out there pushing. I'm really surprised they broke that up. We have Justin out there leading. Hopefully Flow Dog can get this momentum going with the 2. Let's take a look at Flow Dog and see what's going on. He's not as close to Justin's bumper as Justin was to Flow Dog. But these guys are still moving, and it's definitely not going to hurt them any as long as they can stay together and on top of each other. But you can see them in the distance. We have Duke the Rebel back there and Scissor Blades in the distance, but their hopes and dreams are fading quickly as we are on the lap 36 of 83. Man, this race is really starting to get spread out, 49er.
And we kind of knew that it would, because as things start settling down and drivers start settling into where they want to be in the race and everything and hitting their pit stops where everybody went in, we kind of knew that, eventually it was going to thin out. I think maybe, Justin, this battle, between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I mean, it's just, it's not real. I don't want to say it's a fight because it's still too early to declare anybody the winner, but I think they just want to make sure that they're up there when it's time to fight for the win.
And I'm closely listening to the radio here. They're on 18% fuel. They're gonna have to go in the next few laps. What I'm curious about, are they gonna tell each other when they go in, or are they gonna try to sneak in? I would imagine that you are wanting to hang with each other. You need those people to draft. This is most definitely a draft track. It's not like the road courses where you want to go in by yourself. You want to lose everyone around you. These guys, you have to hang together. So I have a feeling I'm going to hear over the radio in a second, guys, I got to go in. Let's go in together. And as Ferrari Nut said earlier, I'm okay hanging out in 3rd. Just don't leave me out. So this guy, he wants to be with these guys. He's got his crew going. I have a feeling they're going to go in together.
I would agree with you. The Flo, Justin, and Ferrari, teammates or not, they're working together, and I have a feeling that if one goes in, they're all gonna go in.
Yeah. All right. I hear Duke the Rebel saying, "Whatever we are doing, it has worked." I think what's going on here is that the front three are trying to switch so many times for the lead here that is allowing Duke and Scissors to catch up.
Whoa!
Uh-oh, what's going on,
close.
49er?
Wow was coming back on the track, must have gone in the pits, and as he was coming on the track and he crossed over the grass, right as they were going in on the inner part of the turn, and there wasn't anything bad happen, but Ferrari had to make an aggressive, semi-aggressive outside move and tap the wall just a little bit.
I'm hearing Duke the Rebel saying, very concerned. We should have pitted. We are going to run out. Let's check the fuel gauge here. We're at 2%.
Oh, no.
These guys have made a big mistake here with that. That is going to cost them a ton in this race. Scissor Blades down to 1%. Let's take a look at this front pack and see what their fuel is looking like. Flo Dog, he is out. Man, a lot of these guys, they're already shouting over the radio. They are out, they are out, they are making it on to pit road. They are safe and sound. Man, I don't think you can cut it any closer than that, 49er.
I don't know. I mean, you couldn't cut it any closer than that with a Ginsu. I mean, to run out of gas right as you're coming out of the last turn and right down, into pit row.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's incredible. And I'm sure that Duke and Scissors made it since they had a little bit more fuel than Flo Dog. We're looking at Flo Dog, who should come out as the leader once again, with Ferrari Nut directly behind him and Justin behind Ferrari Nut. Off they go. We have Dion, a lap car, coming up on the outside, who is currently in 13th. A lot more speed than these guys are running right now. Duke the Rebel. He has lost his help just a little bit. I'm curious. For me, I think it would be possibly worth it to slow down just a little bit, just to pick Scissor Blades up. The faster you can work with each other, the more time you can save. They're not gonna gain on these guys. It is 2 against 3, so that's gonna be hard right there. But man, these guys really need a caution. For now, the race is between those top 3 of Flo Dog, Justin, and Ferrari Nut.
Yeah, and I think they're content to work together because Flo Dog and Ferrari Nut came out of the pits 1 and 2, and Justin was in 3. And as they came out of turn 4, it looked like Ferrari kind of went to the outside so that Justin could tuck back into second. So I think they're working together, and that's all well and good because there's still plenty of laps in this race. So it's all well and good to work together to make sure that you guys are that you're still in the front pack. They have caught up to Dion, however, so hopefully they can maneuver their way around him without any consequences.
Yeah, I can hear them warning Dion that they are coming on through. It looks like everyone is good, getting to go by. Ethan is in chat, says, yay, the SMB IndyCar series is back. By the way, hi. Hi, back to you, sir. I hope you're doing well. And yes, we are back. This is round 7, the Indy 200 Throwback. I'm super pumped. As you can see, it's an incredible race. If you didn't catch it earlier, man, these guys were just on top of each other, going 3 wide several times. Incredible racing. It's been something.
Yep. Let's see. They're catching up to another lap car. Let's see if I can find out who this is.
Looks like that is David. David is out there solo running, and that is exactly what you don't want to see happen. It is very lonely out there. It makes for a very long race as we are only on lap 46 of 83. They are going to be freight training him very quickly. I'm sure he'll be taking the outside to let these guys go on the inside, but these three are just absolutely working together brilliantly. They're doing a great job. Yeah, and it is just showing. Let's see how much of a gap they have put against. Yeah, 1,200 feet back is Duke the Rebel now at this point. Scissor Blades has caught up to Duke the Rebel, and they are once again together. It is too little too late, though. Once you have 2 on 3, there's no catching them. It's just, you know, three engines are better than 2, and so they have their work cut out for them. I'm taking a look at J-Mac 49er, and he is another solo driver. I can imagine that he's very disappointed as he is sitting there in that Bobby Allison's 1969 Coca-Cola Mercury. This guy, I think that he went in here with a ton of confidence. I mean, he is great at the ovals. He has a lot of experience in him. But man, oh man, not the race he's wanted to see tonight. But hopefully something will happen where he can move back up there. But it is a battle that he's got to climb up.
Unfortunately, yeah, and it's unfortunate because he was having, you could call it the race of his, I don't want to say his life, but I mean, he was just driving an excellent race as fast as he moved up, and as fast and the doors and the lanes opened up for him, and he was moving. And then he got freight trained because he got hung out to dry on the outside, and then all of a sudden, you know, he bounced off the wall because he was trying to make sure there was enough room for everybody. And the race hasn't been the same for him since. I'm riding with Scissor Blades as he's still tailgating Duke the Rebel as they work on getting around Dion. That was close.
Oh yeah, that was very, very close. I hear Duke saying, "Scissors, scissors, scissors." Dion says, "We're good. No worries. We got this." They are back together and hooked up and on their way, but they're going to have another lap car as they are headed to pass David. But man, when you're running this tight with somebody, it makes for an incredible race, and you have to be super careful with it. So that is something they're going to have to watch. I mean, there's just so many mistakes that can be made when you are on the back bumper and open wheels.
Woo, that was close.
Yeah, very close. We have David into the wall. He's going to have damage on that one. Let's take a look at David. He's claiming he hit Scissor Blades. I didn't see those guys hit at all. But yeah, he is damaged. He's got to go in. I didn't see any contact with him, but I did see him definitely get into the wall.
Yeah, I don't think there was any contact between David and Scissors. I think the contact was just David and the wall.
Yeah. You know, it could be a little bit of lag on, you know, the game's end. Maybe he saw some contact that we didn't see, but who knows with this. We're going to see if they call out a caution. If they do, it's going to be at the line. But man, side by side, Flow Dog and Ferrari are going.
Okay. Did they call a caution because everybody's slowing down?
Yep. It looks like, well, they're still discussing it, but the caution is definitely out. So we're going to bring out that caution symbol there. This is something that we're going to review there because all I saw was that David hit the wall there. And, you know, the rules of this league are if there are 2 cars, you know what, they might have changed it. I think they said that if there was one that was badly damaged, that they would call out a caution, but I'll let the officials decide on that one. I know for the normal road course rules, it would not be the case, but yeah, they may have changed that for this one.
Well, even if not, I mean, just the fact that they're slowed down and everybody's back together makes this a whole new race.
You know
and
who's, yeah.
I don't know. Is J-Mac on the lead lap or no?
They're gonna allow the guys who are a lap down to get their lap back. I guarantee there's gonna be a lot of guys going into pit. As soon as I say that, no one goes. They may still be trying to go because I know they're trying to figure out who has to get their lap back. We see Larry B the G going around to try to get his lap back, so they may make a pit stop coming the next lap around. We're on lap 53 of 83. Current leader is Flow Dog, Ferrari Nut in second, Justin in third. We have Duke the Rebel in fourth, Scissor Blades in fifth, Garbage in sixth, who was a pole sitter, Pirate Monkey in seventh, Votech in eighth, Larry B the G in ninth, as he is the first one, I assume, to go a lap down. Dion for Dub, that is your top 10 right there. We have Scotland in 11th, J-Mac 12th, David in 13th, and yeah, it is such a shame that we had Hayden out from earlier. But
yeah,
you know, but this caution makes everything close back up, so it's gonna be insane. Al Nash says, how y'all doing this evening? I gotta tell you, we're doing pretty good. How about you, 49er?
I am doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Al Nash. Yeah, Garbage is in sixth, but you know, now that there's this caution and everybody's formed back up and they're all, you know, nut to butt, so to speak, it opens up for a whole new race, and it looks like Flo maybe. Yep, looks like the leaders are going into the pits.
Yeah, you know, as Ferrari Nut, I hear him say over the radio, there's literally there's no downside to pitting. If you can pit, there's
Holy
just
crap.
no. I know the pits on this game, it just cracks me up. It is
Oh my
brutal.
God.
Absolutely brutal. But let's take a look here. We have Ferrari Nut in. We have the three guys staying out to get a lap back, and as we have in chat, Dazara says J-Mac 2.0. You said it right there, and I couldn't have said it better myself. This guy is going to be a man on a mission. I just hope it doesn't get him in trouble. I feel like that aggressiveness, I don't know what happened. Maybe it could have been aggressiveness. Maybe it could just been an easy contact, but it did hurt him early on in the race. This is his second chance, though, so we'll see if he can do something with it. But Scorpio King says, y'all are doing great, Frozen. Good fun, and I'm not racing. Scorpio King, thank you so much for joining. I hope you're enjoying this race. These guys are very talented, and I'm excited to see what they can do. As Tazara says, send it J-Mac. And I guarantee you're going to see him do that.
Yeah. If for those of you that are just tuning in, as Frozen was saying, you know, J-Mac had a little bit of some bad luck, if you will, and he's been fighting his way back up to the front. Unfortunately, he's been doing most of it by himself, but now, you know, you got this caution and everybody's pitted, and it just, I think, and he was moving up prior to the mistake, so now let's see if he's gonna recap that same intensity that he had at the beginning of the race.
Absolutely. And these guys are getting ready to go back to green. Green flag is on once again. Another chance for these guys to get together. Flow Dog as your leader, Ferrari Nut in second, Justin in third. These guys are stacked up once again. I think, I'm hoping that this caution is not going to breed other cautions, but these guys are long single file at the moment. Ferrari Nut directly on Flow's heels with Justin in third. Very, very tight racing once again.
Yeah. But now it just gives everybody, you know, from the leaders who were already up front to, you know, guys like David and maybe even Dion and Votech, you know, could benefit from this, because now they're back, you know, back in the pack, and maybe they can make some moves and make something happen.
Absolutely. Al Al Nash says, garbage will win. I bet my kidneys on it. Well, for your kidneys, I really hope garbage does win.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Ethan, they do the start of the race double file, but any caution after that, they go single file. You can hear Larry B, the G, and David. They have really close contact. I heard them over the radio. Everything is good on their end, but J-Mac, he is currently in 9th, trying to work his way back up to that front pack. He is behind Votek, trying to push him around Sky, who I guarantee will try to latch onto the back of J-Mac and make a 3 pack draft here to catch up to those front guys.
And the front guys have formed up again.
You know, these guys have, I said it before, that they really have mastered this. It takes a certain skill level. It takes a lot of mental, awareness and just concentration. You really have to be on top of your game and just try to tune everything out. And, Justin, he is, the officiator of this league. Everything is, under what he says. So not only is he worrying about what he's doing, what other guys are doing around him, but when a caution comes out, when incidents happen, he's got to be on his game. He's got to be able to call that. And so that's a lot going on for him. And this guy is out here just running very consistently in the top 3 and doing a hell of a job.
Absolutely, yeah, a hell of a job. Let's see, we got somebody new to the pack now. Duke the Rebel up here as he fights with Justin for 2nd.
Yeah, Justin gets left out on the outside. He's got, wow, that's garbage behind him, moving up to 3rd as Duke the Rebel takes over 2nd. Flow Dog is going to do all he can to block that, but I'm hearing a lot of commotion going on here.
Oh, somebody slammed into the wall. Oh, and Justin spun.
Not Ferrari, but Flow Dog. You saw that right there. Went straight to the wall. Man, Justin got the tail end of that. 100% damage for Flow Dog. That's going to stack him back up, as we are definitely going to see another caution come out.
Yes, Justin caught the front end, the tail end. He doesn't have his tail wing anymore. I don't think he has his front wing anymore. The car's not moving.
He's definitely going to need to go into for the pit road for that. We have a car just sitting on track. Garbage is going to be slowing down here. We have the caution out. Sober David says engine failure. Al Nash says leader suffered damage. He absolutely did. And what an incredibly strong run that he's had for these past 60 laps. Man, he's going to have to go in, fix that damage, making sure that engine can get back up and running. I wouldn't call it necessarily engine failure, but man, close to it. Fortunately, he can fix this. Tazara says J-Mac 3.0. Now let's see how many positions that guy gained. This guy went from a lap down to P5, directly behind Duke the Rebel, who has had yet another solid day. So I have a feeling that these guys are going to work together, try to make their way up there. They need to work together instead of fight each other, try to hang on to this front pack here. But man, new leader with Wow, That's Garbage. Good news for Al Nash and his kidneys. Hopefully he can hang on to it for another 20 or so laps.
Someone is pushing Justin around the track.
Let's go take a look. Tough to see for him. He's in pit road, but man, oh man. Look at the damage. 100% steering, engine, clutch, transmission, driveline, you name it, he is damaged. So let's get him repaired and back out on the track. He will be in the back of the pack there. He's going to have a huge challenge trying to get back to the front after a very strong showing here tonight. This guy, very well known for the ovals. He had a very great season in NASCAR, and this is right up his alley here. So if anyone can do it, he would be one that can. So expect to see him back up there along with J-Mac 3.0.
Okay. When you go into the pits, does it not repair the damage, the body damage? Because Justin came out of the pits and he still doesn't have a tailwind.
It will not repair that. Once you lose that, it is gone. It'll repair the damage, you know, the cosmetic damage and, you know, internal damage, but they don't put any new mirrors on the car or anything like that.
Wow. Where's AAA when you need them?
I know. I mean, it would make sense,
Somebody
you know,
call Geico.
Once you're missing that, it is gonzo. And what I love is that from past seasons, you see Scissor Blades in second, and this is about Scissor Blades. We saw him in the air, wing gone. He had a huge incident, and you know, from like 3 seasons ago. And there's all these photos that we just pass around in our SMB club of him in the air and his wing just falling way back behind him, and it's just too funny. And this, I think, would be one of those.
Well, since they all went into the pits, looks like we have a new leader. Is that correct, Skylin?
Skylin is your new leader. 37% fuel, so he's going to have to be pitting in the next several laps. Wow, that's garbage will come out second. Scissor Blades in third. We're gonna have Ferrari Nut in fourth, Duke the Rebel in fifth, J-Mac coming out in sixth, Votech in seventh, Larry B the G in eighth, Flow Dog in ninth after that catastrophe of slamming into the wall, Pirate Monkey in 10th. That will be your top 10. Man, your rating with a party of 7. Absolutely amazing, Dino Dad. Thank you so much, Dino Dad. I think I just butchered your name. You got me all crazy over here. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Let's show some love for him. Put some emotes out there. Sober David, it's all good. We're getting ready to go back to green here. We have a Sky that is going to lead the field. Green flag. Let's see what they can do this time around. And here they go. Sky just pouring into pit road there. Wow, that's garbage. Will take over the lead here as Scissor Blades is directly behind him. Gets put out on the outside as he took that turn just a wee bit too late. So Ferrari Nut will be in second. Duke the Rebel in third. J-Mac making some moves up towards the front here. J-Mac 3.0, as they've said in chat. Single file line, but it's not going to last long. We're on 64 of 83. 49er moves are going to start being made.
Yeah. This front pack of 5. They won't start going all out now. But as the laps wind down, they're going to start thinking about when they're going to make their move. You know, we knew J-Mac, he needed the caution. He's back up front. He was moving phenomenally during the beginning of the race. So, yeah, when it's that time, look for J-Mac to be one of the ones. I wouldn't doubt if he would be like the first one to start making moves to get back up front.
Absolutely. You see Duke the Rebel stuck on that outside. Ferrari Nut on the inside. Close. Almost some contact with the wall between Duke the Rebel and that wall. Yeah, Ferrari Nut in second, moving on that outside. Scissor Blades taking that inside. Man, these guys are really going to do everything they can to work. And J-Mac just moving on up to third. He needed that caution, and it came out not once but twice. So it was his moment to capture back up to this lead pack here, and here he is. Scissor Blades in second, Garbage your leader. We have Duke the Rebel in fourth, and these guys are on top of each other. Scorpio King says, how many laps of fuel do you get per tank? You get around 18 to 20. Man, I don't know if that was some contact for J-Mac, but that was pretty close.
Yeah, that was almost like deja vu, except on the inner wall instead of the outer wall.
Oh, we have some contact. Votech Flow
Yep, somebody's
Dog.
dropping back.
Yeah, Flow Dog once again damage. This race did an automatic 180 for Flow Dog. So strong until lap 60-61 when that malfunction happened, and we're bringing out another caution, guys. This is at the point of the race where I'm gonna say cautions are breeding cautions. You got that tight racing, you got, starting to become the end of the race, and everyone is wanting those positions. People are getting fatigued mentally and are getting frustrated. They're wanting those spots, and that's what we're seeing here. We have Justin getting his lap back from an earlier incident when that whole thing happened with Flow Dog.
Yeah, and if J-Mac worked his way back up front, if Justin can get himself back up front, yeah, we wanted this race to be intense and as good as last week. Yeah, I think this is just a build up to a great finish. I'm gonna readjust myself in my chair.
It's gonna be crazy. I mean, you saw it the last few weeks. Wow, That's Garbage has always been up there, so it is definitely not crazy to pick him as a winner tonight, as he jukes everybody out, acts like he's gonna go in, but most of the guys stay out. We have Larry B, the G. He is a taker for Pit Road. But we have the Classy Finn saying, it's been a while since I've seen any competitive Forza Motorsport 7 racing. These guys are doing a heck of a job. A clean first half of the race, but man, once that incident hit with Flow Dog into the wall, we've had a few since then, but we'll get him back. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Tazara says JMac 4.0, and this guy has moved from a lap down to P2. Absolutely incredible. I would not be surprised if this guy wins here tonight. This is a man on a mission. He's a Pro League driver for NASCAR Esports, along with first place of Wow That's Garbage. He is an esport driver also. So these guys, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt, that J-Mac, I mean, he can drive all the tracks that have the left turns and the right turns, but the way he's driving now, I think he really, really, really loves this track.
I think so. All right, we should be going back to green this time around. BDF says 1 car yellows. They did change a little bit for the rules of this one. If they have a badly damaged car, they will bring out the yellow. It's only for this race, though. The ovals are crazy. A lot can happen. We don't want a disabled car wrecking everybody else out, so rules were changed a little bit for this race. But Wow That's Garbage will count them down for the yellow once again, and we'll be getting to go to a green flag racing. Here we go, back to green once again. Wow That's Garbage is your leader. J-Mac in second, Scissor Blades in third. I'm hearing we have a car that is damaged from previous impact. Sky is out there on pit road once again. David is out of the race. Unfortunate to see for these guys.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. I mean, whether it be, technical difficulties like Hayden experienced, or just, racing the race and mechanical failures. It would be nice if everybody could finish the race, but we knew we were going to have at least one or two.
Look at this. We have J-Mac going in for that lead underneath Garbage.
Oh,
Scoops right up.
Who's that?
Garbage into the wall. Hits a cone. Gets him loose. I don't know if there was contact from somebody else, but into the wall he goes. J-Mac is your new leader. Duke the Rebel in second. Ferrari Nut in third. We'll see if a caution is going to come up. And man, oh man, he did a heck of a job trying to save that thing. Let's see if they bring out a caution here. Duke the Rebel is going to give him a challenge on the outside, going for that lead. J-Mac is going to fall back. No caution so far. The Sack Maniac, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Have I seen any Heat 4 gameplay? I have, actually, and it has been a good improvement, but not much is out just yet, but it will be soon. New leader, guys. Duke the Rebel. Recon is extremely pumped. Yelling out Duke. J-Mac a little frustrated back there. We hear a sigh from him as he is sitting at P3 at the moment. Looks like caution is going to be out this time. Caution breeding caution. You hate to see it. 73 of 83. The race is almost over. The race will end at lap 83. As soon as you see it hit lap 83. Race is over and they will have a cool down lap. So we don't have that many laps left, guys. Can we clean it up and get this thing moving to green for the rest of the way? 61 laps of clean racing. Is four cautions, 49er in the past 12 or so laps.
Yeah, well, we knew it was too good to be true. I mean, you always want for a race to have no cautions. They made it through the better part of the race without any cautions. So I think as the race got closer to the end and people started trying to get to where they wanted to be to make that big push for the finish, I think that's what's going on.
Will we see any takers for pit road? 59% fuel. Duke the Rebel is out there leading the pack. Acts like he's going to go and jukes him out. Stays out.
Be right back.
Most everyone stays out, and they should be okay to make it these final few laps. Now, if we see a whole bunch of cautions, they will have to go in. But man, I'm on the edge of my seat, guys. It is going to be incredible. You have... we lost a couple, so I'm gonna say we have 12 drivers out here that are extremely anxious to get to that first spot. Double the points, whoever wins this. Man, double the points of a normal race, so that's gonna be incredible for them. Extra padding for the standings. For those that don't do well, though, it's gonna be disastrous for the standings, so everyone, it is so important. That's why we're seeing all this aggressive driving. I can't even call it aggressiveness because it's just been, you know, communication errors or just simply a cone hit, or as we saw with Flow Dog, a wheel malfunction where it died on him. Unusual circumstances, but that is what caused the whole thing to start. Hopefully we can see the rest of the race clean though. Duke the Rebel will lead them off this final turn. We'll see if Ferrari Nut can hold on to his back bumper. J-Mac and third. Votech has found his way once again up to the top 5. Duke's going to count him down. We will get going to green once again. Here we go. We have Duke the Rebel Nut 86 leading them off. Ferrari Nut. Fantastic start, but man, he starts to fade back just a little bit. Let's get these guys moving. J-Mac already peeking on the inside. Man, Ferrari Nut is really going to have to defend that because J-Mac has stated several times, if I can make the move, I'm going to. I will move you if I need to. We're looking at J-Mac 3.0 right here. So do not put it past him. You're going to have to defend that low line. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you know, while J-Mac... And he can do it because he's already shown us he can make some moves and he can be aggressive. And he's already shown us he also has to worry about, while he's trying to figure out how to get around Ferrari, Net, and Duke. Um, we have a new fourth place now. Looks like, well, it looks like there's a fight between Scissors and Votech.
A little bit of contact between those guys. We have Justin pushing Votech up there. Too wide at the moment. Garbage on the inside. Scissor Blades get left out on the outside. Falling back quickly. He's in 6th. He'll probably come out of this in 7th, as Garbage will take 6 away from him. We have J-Mac in that Coca-Cola Mercury trying to make his way underneath Ferrari Nut. Can he do it, though?
Oh, no!
Oh,
Justin!
Justin is spun out. We have another incident. That is going to be a caution, guys. Man. Caution wasn't called until after they hit the line. They still need a race back. Communication error. Duke the Rebel let off the gas thinking the caution was out right there. However, it was not. Ferrari Nut has fallen back several spots. Duke the Rebel in 2nd. I can assure you Ferrari Nut is not happy. We have Votech spinning out, hitting the wall. Duke the Rebel against the wall. What is going on in this race? 77 of 83, and it has turned into a madhouse. New leader, J-Mac Attack 3.0.
Here you go. So, you know, you take half a cup of J-Mac and his driving his ass off and being aggressive, and I will move you if I have to. And then you take the other half a cup and put down spins, wrecks, smash, crash, bang.
Yeah.
And you got J-Mac in front.
You got J-Mac in front. Duke the Rebel in 2nd. Garbage in 3rd. A very unhappy Ferrari Nut, who has fallen back quite a few spots from that incident to 4th. Yeah. This radio has turned in from silence to a little bit of unhappiness, a little frustration out here. Anxious to get this race.
Imagine.
Yeah, anxious to get this race underway once again. Caution free until lap 60. Incredible. Once that malfunction hit, it has just breeded caution after caution. I don't know if we're gonna have any takers to go into pit road, but someone asked about the fuel over the radio, and Ferrari Nut abruptly answered, "We're fine."
Chill out, relax.
Yeah, we have a couple of takers in pit road. Sky is going to go in, who stayed out earlier. Justin going to have to go in to fix that damage. He's been involved in a couple of these incidents, 49er.
New car.
Yeah.
Justin just needs a new car.
I think so.
I don't know what caused Scissors to get into him. I don't know if it was the game lag or anything, but I just know I saw his front end tap Justin, and then Justin spun around, or maybe Justin hit something and Skyland hit him as he was spinning. I'm sorry, not Skyland, Scissors. I'm not sure what happened, but it was unfortunate. Now, does this race have a no caution point?
No caution point should, I think. Yeah, I think we are under no caution point. I'm listening to them over the radio as I'm talking, and They should be, it should be the final 5 laps, so they should be under the no caution zone, which will be very interesting because we've seen in past seasons where the final lap, you'll see a few wreck outs, and we've had finishes where we've had a few cars in the air as they're making some aggressive moves to get around. We have a car trying to get their lap back, and that's probably, I assume, Justin. Yeah, it is. So we'll get him caught up. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to go this time around, but he is doing his best to get back up there. But man, it's going to be an interesting final couple of laps. Hold on to your seatbelts, guys, because it's going to get crazy.
Here comes Justin. All right. I think he's just going to stay where he's at.
I'm hearing a couple of guys saying to hell and back. Good luck, guys. J-Mac says, here goes nothing, as he counts down to green flag once again. Let's take a look at what these guys can do. Here we go. Final time. We are going to go green here tonight. Lap 79 as we hit 80. We're going to crown a winner here tonight very, very soon. Duke the Rebel just on it for the start. You see him all bunched up back there. Garbage did not have a good start.
What the heck was that?
Contact. You see a couple of guys into the wall. Oh, man. Duke the Rebel just back and forth against J-Mac here, but it's going to be close. Only a couple laps left. No cautions, guys. No cautions.
Wow.
We're coming up on 81. J-Mac is your leader. Duke the Rebel, so close. I have a feeling it's going to get pretty aggressive with these guys. We have a crew just coming up here. Teammates Ferrari Nut and Garbage of Nighthawk Williams Racing taking the outside with the momentum that they are carrying. I don't know if it's going to be enough to carry it on the outside, but J-Mac is going to do everything he can to stop that. There's no stopping these guys side by side for the lead. J-Mac and Garbage. We're heading up on 82, guys. This is incredible. Garbage falling back just a little, trying to find his way in. Ferrari Nut says teammates are not. I gotta take this guy. Final lap here. J-Mac hitting lap 82. Duke the Rebel in second. What just happened with that? That was a little scary. Duke is screaming out, I don't think I can do it. He's going to do everything he can. Man, 49er, this is getting crazy. Ferrari Nut in third. Garbage in fourth. We're going to get J-Mac if he can hold on to it. He is going to block all he can on that bottom. Coming around the final turn here, lap 82. We're going to get through the finish. If J-Mac can hold on to it, 3 wide for second. J-Mac is going to be your winner here at the Indianapolis 200. Ferrari Nut in second. Duke, it's going to be close. I don't know who got third, but it was between Duke and Garbage. Incredible race here. What a race. We're going to have to get confirmation on who got third. J-Mac winning that. J-Mac 3.0. He was calling it in chat and he said it.
Oh, wow. I've been talking to myself the whole time.
I was wondering, I'm like, where's my 49er?
Well, at least the cat heard me.
There you go. They're keeping him entertained. We have Al Nash saying, I just lost my kidneys. I'm sorry, Al Nash. Yeah, he put up a good fight there. He put up a good fight, but yeah. J-Mac, man, he had the car here. Coming back from a lap down to winning the race. Incredible job for him.
Last week, the battle for the finish line was between 2 cars. This week, the battle for the finish line was between, you count them.
Yeah, Ferrari Nut and Wow for the last race. This time we had an incredible battle for second. And I know, Flow Dog, tough race. Justin, tough race. Votek, same for him. But man, for the guys who made it out on top, incredible points padding for them. J-Mac is going to have a lot of points going into the next race after winning tonight's race. So great job to him.
Absolutely, you know, to move up at the beginning of the race and lead some laps. Oh, there's the lap spike. There was a car on top of a car. To lead some laps in the race and everything, and then to have that mishap and have to fight your way all the way from the back.
Yeah. I still don't know who got third. I'm going to have to get J-Mac in here and see if he can help me out on that. Duke got second, right?
I don't know. If I'm looking at this event results, yeah, that can't be right. Yeah, that can't be right. That's not even close.
Al Nash, I'll give you a kidney, fella. We have Wow
Al,
who,
that knock you're gonna have on your door around 2 in the
yeah.
morning, don't fight it. They're coming for your kidneys.
J Mac. Before we get into this, do you know who got third?
Who got third?
Yeah.
I believe Duke got third.
Okay, so we
Duke
need.
edged out Garbage.
All right. So we
It's
need.
Ferrari, then Duke.
So okay. So we need Ferrari in here, and we need Duke in here.
Yes.
Incredible job to you. Coming back from a lap down, J-Mac. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what a race. I don't know if you could hear me over the radio, J-Mac, but you had some fans out there, and they were calling you J-Mac 3.0. I'm moving that number up every time a caution came out, just saying you are a man on a mission, and you proved that tonight coming from a lap down. So, incredible job to you for winning that race tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, I felt the snake bite venom was still in my veins there that early because I started ninth and I had the lead within 6 laps and was like, okay, that's what I wanted to do, and then tried to go on the defense and put on a show up here, and the next corner Duke kind of rooted me out of the way, which is fine because I was doing that to others from the get-go. So he kind of snookered me a little bit and got underneath me, and we went into 3, and I don't know if Garbage lagged a little bit or if he swung out a little high or if I maybe came down a little too much, and he got me wheel to wheel, and it just planted me in the wall. And that was that was I thought that was it because it sounded like everyone was on top of each other there for a while, and then right there after about that first round of pit stops, everyone started getting real spread out, and I was like, well, I'm gonna ride around in 13th all race.
Yeah.
And I thought that was it. I really did. I figured I could get some other guys because there were a couple of guys that were kind of mm, struggling to hold on to the pack. So I thought maybe I could get a couple of spots, but it wasn't going to be anything meaningful or anything to be really particularly proud of. But uh, luckily, we got a yellow there. I don't have a clue what happened. I was pretty much by myself most of the race. I just know that somebody got some damage, and we started throwing some yellows, and me and Skyland took the wave around there to get back on the lead lap, and I was really curious how that was going to work out with us being a little bit off sequence as far as the fuel goes, because we would pretty much need to stay together if we didn't get an opportunity to uh, to match back up with the fuel. And but we got another yellow, and that allowed us to get on sync with the other guys. Skyland did not do that, but he stayed out, and that kind of planted my teammate a lap down, which he was fast. Flow Dog was fast. There were 4 or 5 guys that dominated that race while I was in the back. That I really feel kind of lucky that I was able to get out ahead of them the way I was. But just once I was able to get back on the lead lap, it was just about just trying to make your way up to the front, and a couple of those guys, there was some contact, and I lost the draft again. I was like, well, at least I gained a few spots, and then another yellow came out, and and at that point, it was just trying to work your way up to the front, trying to pass people, and I got on the back of Garbage once, and I was really close to him. I don't know if I moved him or on his screen or what, because I didn't touch him, but he just sent it off, and I was able to get by him. And then I don't know, I'm getting my passes all sorts of mixed up because it started shuffling around there at the end. But uh, a little miscue by Duke when the yellow came out, he started to let off, and that slowed down him and Ferrari and allowed me to get by. And leading, everybody hates leading in these things, but that's when I feel like I'm kind of at my best, is trying to pay attention to what everyone's doing and try to pay attention to the runs, and make my car as wide as possible. I think somebody called me a brick wall. So that's that's I don't know if that's the cleanest, but I think everyone kind of expected it, and I forewarned everybody that was going to be me for a week now. So I don't feel like it was particularly unfair, and just was able to hold on to the lead there. Duke was pushing on me really hard. Ferrari and Garbage were making runs on the top, and I was trying to monitor them to see if I could time it right to get up and maybe push them and block them and get a little speed off of them and kind of mess up their run. And it was just a wild finish there. I think, and Duke pushed me into three on that final lap, and I got the left. It got me loose, and then the left front got the grass, and I dirt tracked it for a bit. But the tune that we made for this is so tight, the car kind of just saved itself and held on to the speed. But just a wild finish, a crazy race. This one was a lot more of a randomizer there because there are a couple of guys. My teammate Justin and Flow Dog in particular that got bad finishes that did not deserve it because they ran really well the whole race pretty much, and I was stuck in dead last most of it, but I got a lucky break finally, so that helped.
Yeah, you
And
know
I had
what?
been talking for a very long time.
You are allowed to talk because it was an incredible race, and so much that happened. But man, you pretty much covered everything right there. So I just want to tell you congratulations, and the run that you had from a lap down to going through everybody. And I said the same thing on stream. I'm like, this guy has said that he is going to be aggressive when he needs to be. He's going to make the moves that some others may not make. So I said, you gotta watch out for J-Mac, and you said it right there. You did a great job moving up through there, blocked when you need to block, made moves when you need to make it, and in the end, you took home the victory right there.
And did, and that was the thing is I qualified not because controller, but I had full confidence in myself in being able to show up when the race started, and I showed that briefly there at the beginning, and then got kind of in a bad place at a bad time, and ended up running around there. But at least I got to show it a little bit there. I kind of wish we would have had a lot cleaner finish. It would have been a lot more fun if there would have been a bigger pack there fighting it out for 10, 15 laps,
Right.
instead of just a green white checkered there at the end. But still, I mean, I had the second half of that race was pretty fun. So so
I would
anyways,
think so.
I'll shut up now.
J-Mac, can you do me a favor? This is totally off topic.
Yes, ma'am.
Duke is having the worst time accepting my invites. Apparently he's not getting them. Can you send him an invite for me?
I will.
He's not
do
getting mine
what
either.
I
Really?
can. And
Okay.
he sent me a message, and his message is not showing up in my
Oh,
thing.
jeez.
Hold on.
And was he second or third? My
That's-
mind is just so scrambled. That finish was just incredible behind you even. 3 wide there. But yeah.
I believe Duke was second.
Nope.
No?
Yeah, I thought Ferrari
Mhm.
Nut was in second,
Oops.
and then you said that Garbage lost out to Duke, who got third. But while we're waiting for Duke to hopefully get in here, let's move on over to Ferrari Nut making that run tonight, 49er.
Goodness gracious, Ferrari Nut. Man, tell me, okay, for you, obviously you're driving and you're used to intensity and stuff like that, but tell me, was that race, especially the last few laps, was that as intense as I felt it, or were you just cool, calm, and collected?
You know me, I'm the Iceman. That stuff doesn't faze me a bit.
Well, still, I mean, the fight for the finish on the last few laps, I mean, what was going through? Obviously, you wanted to be up front, but were you planning to work with anybody, or were you just going all out,
Well,
I'm doing my own
ob-
thing?
obviously I was planning on working with my teammate there, but then we kind of got separated coming to the white flag, and it just kind of, I got a slight nose in there, and I couldn't get back behind him, and I kind of feel really bad about hanging out to dry there, but I didn't really have much choice. But
Yeah.
honestly, feel like that one was stolen a bit from us there. It coming that last yellow there when Duke let off, that lost me 3 spots to the guy that won the race, the guy who else was up there? I can't even remember. Scissor Blades, and also to my teammate there. So that cost us 3 unnecessary spots there just because he let off the gas when he shouldn't have.
Yeah, there was quite a
So
quite a commotion up front. Now, we were saying in the race that the race went about 60 laps caution free, and then somebody pulled the bottom out from underneath it, and it was just one big melee. Um, did that frustrate you at all, or was that like you're the
a little
Iceman?
bit because I was perfectly content riding behind Justin and Flowdog at the front because they were just absolutely running away with the race, and I was just hanging onto the coattails and be like, I was. You can ask anybody in the Discord. I was just pleading with them, just don't drop me, just don't drop me, just don't drop me.
Yeah, I think
Which
Frozen had mentioned that you said that. Just don't leave me.
yeah, they were slow, a little slower than I was through the corners, obviously trying to run together, but down the straight they pulled away a little bit. So through the corners I would catch up 20, 30 feet, and then down the straightaways they would pull it back. So it wasn't like I was gaining anything, but I thankfully wasn't losing anything most of the time either. And then when they did start to pull away, they'd make a little mistake, and I'd get it all back.
Um, and with the cautions towards the end, because you knew J-Mac was up front in the beginning, and then he was working with your way back, or were you keeping that in the back of your mind that the cautions were helping him get closer to the pack so he could fight for the lead, or were you just
No,
not? You were just doing your own thing, and you and
just
your
eyes forward.
teammate.
You're not going to go forward if you're worried about what's behind you.
That's true. That's true. And it's a very, it means a lot to have that mentality because you can't worry about stuff that's behind you. Um, and with everything that's happened with the wrecks, how did you maneuver around all the accidents? Because there was quite a few.
No, the only one that I was really near was the one where Flowdog got hip checked into the wall and it basically blew the car up, and then he and Justin got tangled up on the front straightaway. That was the only one I was even near, and it all came to a head right behind me. So
Yeah.
didn't really have to drive through any tonight, thankfully, for the first time I think ever on an oval.
And I mean, you drove a great race for someone who has admittedly said that you don't really care for ovals too much. So rate your performance.
Well, my performance obviously is 9.5-ish, but it never fails that we get to the last 25% of these oval races and people lose their heads.
Mm-hmm.
It without fail happens every time.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall of the chat over the next couple of days over this race because there's probably going to be quite a few people that are not going to be happy about what happened.
Well, I don't really think
But
anybody got any problem with anybody. I think everybody's really just for the most part it was just racing incidents and just some minor silly things. But I don't think anybody's really overly annoyed with anybody at this stage.
Well, we're not going to let that take away anything from what you did tonight. You drove a great race. I loved it myself. It was very intense for me. I think we're still trying to get Duke in here, but congratulations on a great race. And I look forward to seeing you drive in the next race. Where are we at next week, Frozen?
Next week, where are we at? Let's take a look here.
Road America, I believe.
I was about to say, I believe it's Road America, which one of my favorite tracks. But yeah, it should be another great race. We came off of 2 races with no caution. Talked about that a lot tonight. Tonight, second half of the race, a couple of cautions, but you guys went about 60, 61 laps without one. But man, just fantastic racing out there. Duke the Rebel has joined us in the booth. He rounds out the podium here. Man, take me back through your race. You were battling it out front and staying up there consistently. How was it feeling out there?
Oh wait, I gotta do it again. Hold on.
Oh, that's gonna be
I
your
almost
thing.
forgot. I almost forgot.
So you're excited. That's an excited one once again.
Yes.
Yeah. How about that finish though? 3 wide. Man, incredible job out there. With the way that you're going after J-Mac, were you a little scared that there might be an incident where you get wrecked out for the win here if you're trying to make some moves on the inside of him?
Someone who ran up front pretty much all day and never really dropped back past 6th or 7th. Yeah, I was very scared that either it was going to be something I did or something someone else did, but I'm glad that we made it through. And that finish would have been a little bit different if I didn't slow down before we actually threw the caution, because I thought we threw it because we had that wreck on the front stretch, and I thought they called it right before we hit the line, but apparently not. So that cost me the win, I think, right there. Because there was no way I was going to pass J-Mac if he was going to hold the bottom like the way he did.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some defending going on there, but man, I saw you slow down and I heard over the radio what was going on, but you and Ferrari Nut were affected by that. Ferrari Nut lost most positions in that, but you both made it back up there, so great job to you. You're having some incredibly strong runs out here this season, so I'm excited to see what you can do at Road America. And speaking of which, how do you feel about Road America?
My 3 podium streak. Like, I only had 1 podium last season, but the streak I'm going on right now is definitely getting a big boost of confidence going into Road America. Where last season I could have gotten a podium just off of sheer pace in that race, but I had some issues with, I think, 3 drivers, but I don't really remember if it was more than that or if it was my own mistakes in that race concerning engine damage, which I think is going to be another big issue there. But I'm hoping I can go for another top 5 or even a podium. I just gotta stay vigilant, stay consistent.
You said it right there. Stay vigilant, stay consistent, and that's what you've been doing. So continue on that path. That win will be knocking on your door there. But congratulations to you guys tonight on this race. It was a very exciting one. I know we had a lot of guys rooting for you, all 3 of you. J-Mac on that win, incredible run. Just when you think that there's not going to be a caution and J-Mac is out of it, out comes a caution and this guy just powers through to the win. But man, I'm excited to see what you guys can do at Road America also. 49er, great job in the booth. Always fun with you. I'm excited for Road America after this intense oval racing.
Yeah, I like this one better.
We can't stay at the ovals forever, though.
Well, come on, man. I mean, where else can you have you're not gonna have a battle like 4 deep, 3 deep at Road America like you did tonight. I mean, maybe, but this race was just it had for me it had everything. I mean, just battling for first, 60 laps caution free, everybody driving their lines and making the right moves and everything, and J-Mac just doing his thing, man, and then fighting from the back, and then Ferrari having his good race, and and then the incidents that happened in between. I mean, I'm spent.
It's been quite a season, and after tonight, we are halfway through it. So I can't wait to see what the second half brings. But I know. Great job to you guys. I want to give a big shout out to everyone in the chat area here. Justin subscribing for 24 months. Absolutely incredible. The support is unreal. Thank you so much. And this is after this guy just had not so good race. I know he's going to be extremely frustrated, but you did amazing out there trying to work your way back. Sack Maniac, 100 cheers there. Thank you so much. We have Austin TV. Hope you're doing well. We are out for the night. I appreciate all of you guys and the support you're showing the drivers, the chat, me, everyone in the booth. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Next week, you heard it here. We'll be back Monday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are taking on Road America. I am pumped. If you have not been able to catch these guys at a road course, you need to tune in. It's going to be something. Until then, you guys have a great week. We'll be back tomorrow for just some fun Forza racing. Be around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Congratulations to J-Mac. We are out for tonight. Take it easy, guys.
Have a good night, everybody. And Justin, they've got your rear wing over at Lost and Found.
Poor guy. Oh.